I'm going to spend some time here actually walking through the steps of how a potential data provider can go about contributing data or providing information on contributing data. And then I'll walk through a few resources that we at the DCDB have for potential data providers to try and make your lives a little bit easier when it comes to packaging data. Earlier this year, GEBCO stood up a brand new web form. So you're seeing the homepage right here. The intent was to have a single location to send all potential data contributors to. This GEBCO data contribution form requests very general information about the data provider and the data set, and simply allows for a follow-up conversation with one of the CBED 2030 data center heads or myself to begin. We're just going to walk through the form here. So the form asks for your name, it asks for your email address, the organization that you were with, and then the country or organization that is holding on to those data. Moving down the form, you're asked to provide the data sharing status. Is it open data? Is it restricted data? What region of the world's ocean were the data collected in? This again helps to know which CBED 2030 lead needs to reach out to you. There is a very specific question about whether or not you would like to have your data archived at the IHO DCDB, and explains that if the answer is yes, that the data will be made publicly discoverable and accessible through our DCDB data viewer. Then we ask you to tell us how we will ultimately be able to access that data. Are you going to put it on an FTP site, provide it via Dropbox, etc.? And then we ask for just a brief description of the processing status. Is it raw data? Is it a gridded product? What has been cut off here is the actual final button that allows you to submit this Google form. Once the form has been submitted, again, it is sent to myself along with the heads of all the regional data centers. And then depending on the region where that data is located, one of us will reach out to you directly to simply continue the conversation, discuss any outstanding issues or questions you may have or we may have, and then figure out the best way to get that data to the data center. At the bottom of this form, there is additional information on what it means to contribute data for public access versus just for the GEBCO Grid, and then again has the link directly to the IHO DCDB. By clicking that link, you'll be taken to the DCDB homepage where you can learn additional information on your own about acceptable data formats and the resources that we have made available to assist in the packaging and submission of your data. At the top of the page here, there is a link to a document called Submitting Marine Geophysical Data to the IHO DCDB. This PDF describes our recommended, but not required, procedures for preparing bathymetry and other marine geophysical data sets for submission to the IHO DCDB. It goes into much more detail than what's on our webpage on the raw and processed data file formats that we will accept. It also provides information on metadata with a list of the minimum requested metadata fields. Now, I'm not expecting right now for anyone to be reading in great detail what this document is showing. Again, I'm just trying to let you know that this information is out there for you all to use and to read. And finally, we provide a preferred data directory structure that is meant to help you in organizing your data. And you'll see the URL there that can take you directly to this PDF. Now, if you're looking for a more automated way to package your data, the DCDB website also provides a link to download CruisePack. This is a data packaging and metadata gathering software tool that simplifies how a data provider can package and submit their cruise-based data. CruisePack features a very simple user interface to facilitate metadata entry. Once the user completes this metadata entry, data packaging is automatic. CruisePack copies the data, generates metadata records, and creates a structured, consistent data package. Packaging and documenting data sets is not easy. We all know that. The guidelines document this data packaging tool. These are simply resources that we have created to try and lessen the burden of data management for you. I want to make it clear that at the DCDB, we are here to work with you and to try to make this as pain-free an effort as possible. So please reach out. That is my job, is to work with you. That is why we have 2 data managers also dedicated just to do this work.